Oh, everybody if you're watching the show, you can see we left Denny on the table. Just out of respect for Denny. Good.
I thought you had
buddy.
That was your plan?
It's all right.
That was the plan?
That was it? That was your plan? You said you had a plan?
I thought you had this like...
I did too. He's going to roll it off. I don't know.
We're going to take it off. No, I got a plan, guys.
We did the whole show with it on there.
That was the plan?
Yeah.
You could have just said, hey, guys, I'd like to keep it up here for Denny.
That's just what I said.
No, no, you could have told us.
Why?
Because we thought we had something cool.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be like, oh,
this is the
Denny,
opposite of cool.
like,
I've been looking at a car that didn't win.
Yeah. I want, after everything you went through, I thought he could stay on the table.
Well, you could have just said that and be like, hey,
I don't got to tell y'all.
But this next time, don't say you have a plan. That
was my plan.
That was the
an
plan.
Awful plan. You made it feel like it was a cool plan.
Yeah, I thought it was more.
I liked it.
Shut up, James.
My man. Expert carpenter.
James.
The following is a production of Dirty Mo Media. Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download. Feels like it's taken forever, TJ, for us to get back in this studio.
It does feel like a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's Tuesday, but I don't know why this week or the time between the last show has felt like a month. Just a ton of stuff is going on, but let's dive right into it. This week's Dirty Air segment is brought to you by Bass Pro Shops, North America's premier outdoor and conservation company. Plan your next adventure at Bass Pro Shops. Go to one near you, or you can shop online at BassPro.com. Where in the hell do we start? Holy
Should we start with trucks and work our way up?
man, my mind is twisted. So
I knew that.
it's been more so than normal. This has been a tough couple of days. We got our heart broken in Phoenix on Saturday night. Then we had to watch the Sunday race, and that was hard to watch. And then Sunday Night Football, Jaden Daniels dislocates his elbow. Oh. I mean, the hits just keep coming for me as a sports fan. That was a tough little 48-hour span.
Did you see it was like same team, same yard line, same draft?
Yeah,
pick?
against Seattle, pretty much the same yard line.
It's weird.
I know. We're talking about the RG3 injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a weird Alex Smith got injured, and there was a weird
There was, yeah, like
numerical freaking funk about that, and I think maybe the Joe Theismann injury or something.
There was,
yeah, it was
right.
weird. But yeah, I don't like to learn about like that, because I don't like to think that there's some sort of mysterious
yeah,
sort of puppeteer or Wizard of Oz behind the curtain running all this whole show. But anyways, listen, man, I'm telling you, my head is spun out.
Yeah, this weekend there was a lot of not expected.
Yeah, and I first off, I think there's a million ways we could go here. The Xfinity race happens, and I took Amy with me. She wasn't going to go. She was just going to get a commercial ticket and come to the banquet if we happen to win the championship. And I brought her with me. And I was like, come on, man, it'll be fun. We'll win the championship. We stay out there a couple of days. We'll have some great dinners. We'll check out Phoenix. We don't ever, we're going to go hiking. Dude, we pack some freaking hiking shoes and so she was there, race is over. She was standing there like, holy I can't believe we're watching the last several laps unravel in front of us. And she's like, dang. And I'm like, yeah, this is it. I mean, race ends, and I said, honey, I'm gonna walk. Amy's feet are blistered to at this point, because I made her. We start the race. Or the race is getting ready to start, and I said, honey, I'm gonna go sit on the 8 box. Let's go sit over there. So we walked the entire length of pit road. She's like, dude. I was like, I know, I'm sorry, it's too far. But I was like,
Sammy was back on the backstretch or something.
Yeah. So she's got blisters all over her feet by the time the race is over with. And I was like, hey, we're going to walk down pit road, and we just got to go to each driver, talk to them, kind of,
do your thing, yeah.
Yeah, we can't leave. We can't just go to to the plane and leave. We got a couple things got to do to finish up. No problem. Go do that, and then kind of getting ready to get out of there, and got interviewed on pit road. And you know, the feeling that I had after that race, and this is it was heartbreaking. You know, Connor was crying. Justin seemed like he was emotionally upset as well, which I was a bit surprised. I walked up to Justin and I said, "Man, ain't you glad we won the championship last year?" I mean, you're thinking. My reaction in moments like that is to try to find some silver lining, try to find some positives, right? Try to think about, I don't want to cry. I don't want to drown in my sorrows. I want that to go away. The feeling that I had of being heartbroken hung on, and it's still bothering me today. And I want it to go away. So I'm thinking about, like, all right, well, what can make me feel better? Well, going to the shop, being at the shop on Monday, go to the race shop on Monday, start preparing for the next season. That'll make me feel better. And so when the race ends, you go up and you tell these guys, like, hey, I told Justin, I said, aren't you glad you won it last year? We're not sitting here crying over the fact that we've not won one ever. We're just crying because we lost one that we had a shot at. But we still got that trophy at home. You're still a champion. And you go over to Connor and you go, man, and I always, I'm sorry I'm rambling, but I always go, listen, I had the worst day that you could imagine at a racetrack, losing my dad. And I hate to bring that up as an example, but I tell people, no matter what happens at the racetrack, and for Connor too, that what he experienced that Saturday night is not going to be the worst day he's had at a racetrack. There will be I've experienced some bad days, and there'll be other things that happen in his career. There'll be successes and failures, and this stings, and this hurts, and this feels like the worst day that you've had at a racetrack, but it won't be. And, you'll be able to, at some point, kind of come to terms with it. You won't love it. You won't never be bothered. You won't never not be bothered by it. There's races that I still pop up in my mind today where I go, and I'll spend 15 minutes daydreaming about what I should have done to fix it or do a better job and have, to have won. So, I mean, he's going to do that. He's going to, this might pop up in his mind 10 years down the road, and he'll freaking have a moment and get all upset about it and wonder what he could have done or should have done or whatever. But it ain't as bad as it felt. It's not the worst day. And he'll, we get the race next year together. There's also, I think about it like that. I don't know if that's right or wrong, and maybe that's extreme, but I just try to think, I say it to myself, hey, this ain't the worst thing that's ever happened at the racetrack, and it won't be. And for him, like, he's got this whole career in front of him of, disappointment, successes,
just moments and everything.
Yes.
Both.
I mean, this will fall into a shuffled deck of cards full of good and bad moments if he has this, long career. I've been sitting here for the last couple of days thinking about this show and thinking about, like, this is where I'm going to sit down and have these. I've not had any conversations with anybody about this shit. And so, my mind's going a million miles an hour. And I've got all this stuff kind of pent up. But, man, it was heartbreaking. With all of that said, I paused to say anything that's damaging to the legitimacy of the championship, or doing anything that might take away, or I wouldn't want to say anything on this show that would rub Jesse Love the wrong way, RCR the wrong way, Danny Lawrence the wrong way. All these people that are part of that program. There's people that are at RCR, they're like family to me. That when we see each other, we tell each other we love each other. You know, there's people over there that I really have very close relationships with that, you know, even though we grind each other's gears during the season, boy, I want to beat them. They want to beat us. And even though we're Chevrolet and we share information, we do. We share information through Chevrolet. We still are very competitive with each other. As frustrating as it is to lose, having 3 teams against 1, they won. And the race played out naturally. And the 2 was fast from the moment they unloaded. And they had the car was a little bit off on the first stage, but they dialed it in. And they had amazing pit stops.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, they were doing 4 lugs, maybe 3 on the lefts. But hey, as long as they got all the lugs on the car at the end of the race, I mean, it's they call it fair. They took advantage of every single corner and anywhere they could cut and gain an advantage, they did. And hey, I can't take anything away from them. It wasn't a fluke. They ran great all night. They passed us.
Yeah, I was gonna say it made a pass.
Drove by and won the race. Had the faster car at the end when it counted. And so under the current format that we ran this year, they did it.
I don't know what more you could ask for.
They did it. And so Jesse Love, they'll celebrate tonight. He's the champion. He was sitting at this table, and I said, man, you might win it, and if you do, you'll represent the series well, and we'll all, regardless of the great season that Connor had, we're all going to embrace whatever the outcome is. I told myself I would. And so, yeah, I mean, I could be bitter about it, but that's not going to change much. What I can do is, again, like what we can do as a team, as an organization, is come into this shop. There were people here Sunday. We raced Saturday night. There were people at this shop on Sunday getting ready for next year. I was here Monday. There were people here Monday, business as usual, in meetings, talking about what we needed to do, what we saw over the weekend, what we need, just thinking, talking it through, getting better. Adam Wall was here from the 17 car, upstairs in a conference room in a meeting with all the other crew chiefs. And that, to me, is how you put it behind you. How do you put it behind you? You get your ass back in the grinder and go again. And so, been doing this stuff a long time, and the best recipe or remedy or medicine to getting your ass kicked is getting back in the ring, and that's what we're going to do. I'm excited about next year. We've got a lot of things that we're going to kind of move the furniture around in the room and change some of the pieces on the chessboard, so to speak, to try to be in a better spot and get everybody happy. And we through some things that we're going to do, we're going to have 4 drivers, hopefully, racing for a championship at the end of the year, next year.
3 drivers in the Final Four is pretty solid.
I'm excited that we're going to have 4 drivers going for an opportunity to race for a championship. We'll have to see what the format is. I had an opportunity just by chance to exit the racetrack Saturday night at the same with O'Donnell, walking through the Cup garage as the 2 team were celebrating their championship. And I said, hey, Steve, I was like, a lot of people are talking about the Cup stuff. We know that's probably coming in terms of a change to the format. But nobody ever says anything about the Xfinity or truck, and I guess we're all just assuming that whatever happens to Cup, something similar will happen. And he's like, yeah, something very similar will happen.
I never thought about that, but they never confirmed.
I know, and I think because we're all so uber focused on the Cup that we just assume Xfinity or truck follow suit, and it will. That's a good assumption. So whatever the format is, We'll hopefully have 4 drivers in the mix, are going for it. I'm excited about that. But man, we packed our we packed the tux, we packed extra clothes, we got sent the home. I don't, and it's happened before, and I don't want to make any excuses. We got it. There's no detriment to having 3 cars versus 1. If you think if you got 3 cars, you got a better shot, right? But and we got to do a better. I think if there's one thing we as a team can do a better job, if ever given that opportunity to have multiple cars in the mix late in the season, we as a team can do a better job of working together and allowing ourselves and all of us to have a better opportunity. We didn't lose, we got beat by the 2 car, but we could do a better job in this building, giving ourselves a better chance. And so there's some things that I think, we didn't lose this because I don't want to take away from Jesse Love, but we didn't lose this because of something that, happened out of our control. It was in our control. The ball was in our hands. We were at the goal line.
Yeah.
Right. So it's on us, and we're starting right now on how to make sure in the next season we punch it through for the touchdown. And so that's all. What else? What else we got about the Xfinity race? Is there anything I didn't cover?
No.
I don't want to leave anything on the table, man. I'm happy to talk about anything, but because there's so much that's happened over the last couple of days. I've lost sort of my train of thought in terms of how that all went down.
Xfinity, I think, went. This started off as well.
I don't want to detail the race.
I'm just saying it like
it's too painful.
Carson went forward. Jesse was
it's
falling
too painful.
back. I'm just reminding you.
TJ.
Hey, we could talk about Corey Haim, the favorite there.
Hey, I'm glad Corey Haim got his title.
Yeah.
Why? You know what? It's funny because is there? I was talking to some people. Is there an idea that Corey Haim's? Is there a difference between Corey's season and Connor's? Because a lot of people were saying, man, Connor lost his. But boy, if Corey had a loss, that would have been something. I almost felt like they were the same. Corey had 11, 12 wins, whatever.
Very similar.
Connor
seasons.
had a very similar season. I just heard some people say that maybe if Haim had lost, it would have been more egregious or the biggest upset. Or
I think that's fair, but I don't think it's that much different.
I thought they were very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it's very similar. Corey dominated the trucks, and Connor, obviously dominated a lot of Xfinity.
Yeah.
So
we didn't mention Carson Quapple much in all of this. I stood in his pit for the last stage. They just struggled all night trying to find he had a good run in the first stage. TJ,
first stage was great. Yeah.
Made changes we made, or the track went away, or we just didn't keep up with it. I don't know, but the car got worse and worse as the night went on. I'm just looking forward. Look, Overstreet is the crew chief on that car. I believe in Overstreet, and he'll be crew chiefing a car here out of this shop next season. I think he can do it. I don't think that him and Carson are the right combination, but I believe both of them can succeed at what they want to do. Carson is going to be paired with Rodney Childers next year. I can't wait to see Rodney Childers at the racetrack.
I know.
Crew chiefing a Junior Motorsports car. I don't care who's driving it. That's exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll see what magic Rodney's got. I'm sure with all the resources we have and all of our current crew chiefs and the knowledge they have, he's going to be able to truly pick and pull from all these different various parts and pieces and knowledge to go to the racetrack and have something relatively competitive for the drivers that get behind the wheel of his cars. One thing that's sort of been kind of talked about, Carson Quapple, full-time, we made that announcement that he would be driving in every race next year. And yes, he'll be driving Junior Motorsports cars. And we do have a 5th entry here. A lot of people are like, wow, he's going to be driving Junior Motorsports cars. They're going to, build cars and send them to other teams and all that. People forget we got a 5th car here. Like, there's ways to kind of move parts and pieces around and people around and drivers around and get everything we need done. And a lot of people are going to ask, well, why doesn't, if you're going to do that, why wouldn't you just put Carson in the one full time? And then just move Connor to the 5th car. But we have contracts and agreements, and we can't. We just can't. And so, it's still going to work out. We're still going to have a great year. We're going to have a lot of fun. And we're going to get to do everything we want, and kind of have our cake and eat it too kind of thing. So we're going to move on to the Cup race. I wear a ton of hats in this whole thing. I wear a broadcaster hat when I'm a broadcaster, but when I'm not broadcasting, I don't openly. I don't really outwardly and openly, especially on this show, like talk about who I'm pulling for or talk about what I want to happen or who my favorite is. We'll do some things when we're doing Dirty Modo and stuff like that, but I'm not going. I wanted Hendrick Motorsports to be the champions. Rick's my friend. Where I got a lot of friends over there. We have an alliance here, or a relationship through Junior Motorsports.
You're tied to a lot over there.
Yeah, man. So, yes, I'm pulling for HMS to pull it off. And they did, and I was happy for them. But I'm telling you, man, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about all this that happened Sunday. And I know, I know it's tough for you, Travis, as a one of Denny's biggest, you're a friend and certainly want to pull for him and see him do well. Denny has Denny's last couple of years have been really, really intriguing. The perception of Denny, he's as good as he's ever been. He's absolutely kick-ass behind the wheel. He's winning races.
Every year.
Going to the racetrack, one of the best cars. Gets out, gives you that sound bite, talk, likes to do it. And he'll get out of the car and say, man, I'm just, and he, not in so many words, but he's like, man, I'm just with them. They want to me, I'm going to them. It's all good. We can give and take. He's a villain, anti-hero, but one that fans can respect.
They're starting to understand him, so they're able to respect him. I think prior they just hated him.
I doubt they are understanding him.
So, well, I mean, I kind of know what Travis is saying.
Denny will tell you he's the most misunderstood guy.
But they understand, like, he's doing this.
They know what. Yeah, they know what it is. They know what the stick is. They know what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I agree with that.
He said a lot of things on his show on Sunday nights that I think people have related to that.
Yeah. Well, look, I think that there's a lot there. He gets out of the car and says fun and funny and the fans eat it up. And the haters hate it more. And his fans love it. They love the attitude. And
which is great.
It is great. His personality is perfect. And it's turned him into he was already well-known, already a star, but it's really elevated him into a new plateau of superstar and so forth. I got to give him credit. And it wasn't, I don't know that it was like a calculated thing. It's just like, hey, man, he got to the point in his career, he's kind of like, you know what, it. I'm just going to be me. And I'm kind of at the point now where I really don't give a what anybody thinks about that. And so when Denny gets out of his car and says what he says, I mean, that's him. That's him to his core. He's that guy.
That's not a play. He's not playing a role.
No, that's him.
Yeah, I agree.
And we all kind of know guys like that, right? And some days you're going to walk up on them and they're going to be like, what's up, dude? How you been? And some days you're going to walk up on them and they ain't going to say a thing to you. They're going to look right past you. And that's how Denny is. And it ain't personal. it's just who he is. But anyways, he's become this guy like, you know, a lot of people still maybe don't pull for him. They aren't fans of his, but he somehow fell into this position Sunday over the course of the last several months of, man, I don't like the guy, but I hope he gets it because he deserves it.
Yeah.
And he goes out there and is by far the best car. By far the best car.
Yeah, driving away.
By far the best car. Like, and you're sitting there going, all right, it's his day. Then he's going to get his damn championship and everything. You know, we can all go on down the road.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, we're sitting there feeling like that this was how it was meant to be. This is a very similar, you know, Dale Earnhardt going after the Daytona 500, right? 20 years of trying. Very similar. And if Denny wins the championship, everybody in the industry would be like, you know what? I'm glad he got it. Even the people that don't like him, I'm glad he got it, right? Even the people that think that, you know, they don't like competing against him, whatever. I don't know. He's got a lot of fans, but he's also got a lot of people that aren't quite fans of his. You know, he's kind of had this, he's 50-50, right? He's earned some fans over the last couple of years, though.
I feel like a few of them have
being more true to who he is in and
agree.
out of the car. He's earned some people's respect and appreciation.
His accomplishments have brought people into respect.
Yeah.
You know, it's very respectable.
And his statistics, his pure ass kicking.
How can you not
statistics?
respect that?
He's a great race car driver. And so we're sitting there, and we all watched what happened in the end there. And I'll be honest, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know. I know how Denny fans feel about it. I know how I've read a lot of social media. I know how a lot of people feel about it. And you know what the most interesting thing to me is? This format's been here for a while, but I don't know the format betrayed us really badly. I guess that's kind of the gist of, maybe that's, I'm trying to like understand like where is my angst? Where is my frustration or my angst? What is it to be directed at? We've had this format for a while.
It's done this before too.
But it's done this before, but I've never walked out of there going, dude, that was way egregious. You know, what is it about this particular year? We've had this format. We don't like it. A lot of people don't like it. We've all kind of not said too much about it over the years. Now this year, everybody went full scorched earth on this format.
They did.
We did. We all did.
Yeah, everybody did.
And about damn time. It took everybody a long time to come around to really what I've been feeling about this format since it came into existence. Like one race to decide it is too aggressive. But we all lived with it for a while. But I never walked out of Homestead or Phoenix going, that was just wrong. That was too, well, one time. Carl Edwards.
Oh, when he got,
Homestead. 13 car has a issue or whichever car it was. I can't remember who it was. It wasn't the 13 car. It was somebody else.
Yeah.
But I'm everybody knows this. I was out of the race and I was in my bus and I heard the cars slow down and I recognized in that moment that the caution was out and I looked out the window and I saw that car come by on the apron and I went, damn, that don't seem like nothing serious. I can't believe they threw the yellow, because I'm sitting there watching Carl like I'm thinking he's going to win this thing. Not many laps to go. And not only did he not win it, holy they about damn near killed his ass down in turn one, hitting the inside wall and flying up into the outside wall. I mean, he had like
big wreck.
3 big G-force hits in one wreck. Bam, bam, bam. That ain't good.
Not fun.
No. And so that was a year where I walked out of there kind of nauseous And I'm not a Carl Edwards fan at that time. I'm not even Carl Edwards at that. I mean, at that point, you know, I like Carl now. We're good. But you know, at that point, at that day, I'll be clear, I was not a big fan of Carl's. But I was sitting there feeling like that was so. But that was a whole different thing. That was like one of those, you know, quick yellows, you know, that maybe could have been held on to, right? That was a little bit different than this. I mean, the 24 car blows the right front tire, goes up, slams into the wall. You know,
in front of the field.
Of the field, yeah. I mean, I'm not. I don't think there's an outrage over the fact that the yellow came out. It's just
no. They let plenty of them go.
Yeah,
like they should have with the flat tires. Those guys all got down. There wasn't no yellows for just a flat tire. Yeah. So that was.
I'm just saying,
so is it the wall part that made him throw the caution?
I don't find any outrage. I'm not outraged. I don't look at the caution and go, "Damn it, NASCAR, why'd you do that?"
No,
I don't. I mean, and I don't know that Denny's looking at it going, "They didn't, you know, why did they? I'm mad they threw the yellow." I don't know. You know, I don't think that's really I mean, you got the playing on loop right here in front of us since we started the show. So Larson wins the championship, and Larson says, "Man, we didn't even have a great car, and we didn't lead a lap today." Listen, careful, because next year, at the last race of the year, the champion might not have a great car, and he might not lead a lap.
100%.
And that's got to be, and everybody's going to be okay with it then. Let's not, I mean, the fact that he had an average car and didn't lead a lap doesn't bother me. You know, I'm sitting there, honestly, the green flag comes out, and I'm watching Denny trying to get underneath those guys and get bottled up and not be able to finish the throttle.
Yeah, off of two.
Yeah. The next lap, 2 laps in a row. I'm like, God almighty. I thought his 4 tires would do better.
I did a little bit too.
I was like, man, we watched Corey Haim come from 10th, drive to the bottom of the racetrack and damn near take the lead. I'm sitting there like, I'm thinking he's going to at least, when they got to turn 1, he was damn near side by side with the 5.
He was a row behind him,
but Logano got down on him.
I know. When they got to turn 1, the 11 is on the 5's quarter panel. Watch this, TJ.
Yeah.
I know you've probably watched it.
I did. I've seen it a few
the
times.
11's only 1 row back. They're side by side, right? 11 goes to the inside of Josh Berry. Right here, they're nearly side by side.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, he's got him. That right there, I was so surprised that the 11 couldn't make that bottom work, kind of like the 12. I guess where Blaney was disturbing the grip and the front grip on the 11, because Blaney was kind of where I thought Denny needed to be. Low on the racetrack, way down on the apron, away in clean air. But damn, Denny couldn't get his car to work around the bottom of 1 and 2. And man, we just this lap here, the last lap right there. Like he gets in there and he gets tight.
He's just a little too far back in the Cup Series. Like you can't it's hard in the Cup Series, man. Truck Series is much easier.
That was excruciating to watch. Knowing that Denny was somewhat, I heard, emotional on the front straightaway or around the car before the race, right? There was
the Joe Gibbs video.
Yeah. And so you knew whether Denny was going to show. Denny doesn't really show a ton of emotion, and so but you could tell he knew that he had a very good shot at this before he even got in his car. And the race, the race begins, and he drives this car for 90% of the race going, ain't a car here as good as this one. I got this. Of course he's not assuming anything, but he's sitting there going, he never had a better shot at winning a championship.
Oh, easily.
He's never had that car at Phoenix. That car would have beat the Penske cars.
You think about practice, good qualifying. He goes out there and wins the pole. His car was a missile.
Yeah. He would, every time he'd come off pit road, second or third, he'd drive right back to the lead, and I'd look over there and he'd be a straightaway in head. And I'm
he was like 3/10 to a half a second faster at times than the rest of the field. And Denny, he's heartbroken. It sucks. There ain't nothing I could say. Ain't nothing. I don't even want to say anything about, because there ain't nothing you can tell this guy. Nothing. No one's ever going to be able to say anything to him that'll make him feel better.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that might be out there for him is if he were to have a conversation with his dad, and his dad would to tell him that, if his dad, hasn't already, if his dad gets a chance to really truly tell him how proud of him he is for the career he's had, for the success that he's created. Denny's story, he's told his story. His family, his dad, his mom, they gave up everything. They mortgaged everything to have this kid get the opportunity he's gotten. They took him to the racetrack. They allowed him to teach him, learn how to drive a race car, learn all of that, go-karts, mini stocks, late model stocks, all of that growth and progress under, on their dime. And, if there's anybody that could ever make Denny feel somewhat better, or just at least be able to move beyond and continue to do kick-ass things, it would be probably his dad telling him, what you did was enough for me, And so hopefully that happens, and I'm sure it will. But I'm just thinking, I think that's probably the only person in the world that could probably actually take a little bit of this sting out for him. I don't know where he goes from here. He said he doesn't want to drive race cars right now, and I can understand that, but I'm assuming that's a somewhat temporary emotion.
I feel like
heat of the moment.
Yeah.
I feel like when you ever see a heavyweight boxer get knocked out, they never want to talk about their next fight. I feel like that's where he's at right now.
Yeah.
If this was his third team, I could see him, but he has a 2-year deal and it's with Gibbs. He started there.
He's gonna go finish. He's not gonna not race.
And he very well may be in the same spot next year.
Yeah.
I mean, he still
must. Well, he's got another chance, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and he's not done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think he'll come back and they'll run good and they'll win races next year. He'll probably win another 6 races.
And if he can do this again, he might be.
Yeah, he might not have to worry about, with the format we'll have next year, he might be able to just go and just get the points, right?
He can do that and win the championship. Yes,
I think if he were sitting here, he would tell us that he feels more confident in whatever the format may be. We're assuming the format's going to be 36 races, maybe or maybe a 10-race playoff. It's going to be one of those two.
You think? Not like a 3-3-4 or something?
Well, let me ask you, is the 3-3-4 not really just a 10-race playoff? Because they talk about a 3-3-4 and having no resets. So, if there's no resets, is it really 3-3-4?
Yeah, but then you get guys that get knocked out, so you get that.
Yeah, but they're pretty much eliminated in a 10 race either way.
Yeah, 100. Yeah, I agree.
I don't see it I see a 3-3-4 exactly the same as a 10. They're the same to me.
As long as you get rid of the win and you advance.
Yeah, I think that.
Which I want gone.
Yeah, I want it gone too. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think if Denny were sitting here, he would tell us, man, I'm looking forward to that. I don't want to go do this one again, right? Get this one the hell out of here, and let's go try something else. And I feel like I am, as a driver, and I got more control over my destiny.
Yeah. Denny's a smart race car driver, so that definitely falls into his
question,
lap.
Denny. And think about it. Think about if that were to be the story. Imagine if Denny goes next year. Like, this is me trying to find that silver lining. Imagine if Denny, this is a chapter in his book, the one we just wrote. This is what movies are made of. He loses a championship with 40 seconds to go in the race. All he needed was 40 seconds of green flag racing to get that title that's been so elusive. He follows that season up with a championship year. That could be pretty incredible.
Great story.
Yeah. Better. Yeah.
I mean, regardless how it ends, Denny's story is still pretty.
Days of Thunder 2.
Denny's story is still pretty good.
Days of Thunder 2 storyline right there.
What do you make, though? Should the 11 team have made an audible and went to 2 tires to cover Larson? Like, forget the field. Yeah. Your job is to beat the 5.
You think?
Well, it's easy.
So,
in
TJ,
hindsight.
You're a spotter. You're in. You know what's going on.
I don't make that call. I can tell you that much.
No, but I'm saying, like, the conversation, like, they had like 7 seconds. Is that enough to make that
choice
audible?
I mean, to me, you look at the 24 was the hardest competition. He hit the wall. You know, the 5's going to do something. They
took to the previous, and so you're thinking
he's going to do something. Yeah, he's going to do something to get in front of you, because if he comes around,
they have to. Yeah,
you have to, because you need to run 1 lap. If the caution comes out after that, it's over, and you never know on the restart stuff. You got to put yourself in front of him, and I mean, you know, the 5's going to do something crazy, and
I tell you right now, I am not. I'm not equipped with the expertise and the knowledge and the authority to say what they should have done. I know what they could have done. We can all say, yeah, they could have done too. How that works out, I don't know. They made the choice based off of they've got so much information. They got war rooms. They've spent weeks on strategy and what ifs, and
they saw what he was like on all these restarts.
Man, they made the choice that they believed was the right choice, and they didn't. Like, again, they had a small window, maybe to audible to a different call, and they didn't. They believed in what they were doing.
Cliff mentioned something the same note. He said their room back there was like, we were looking at stuff all day and said, hey, Cliff, think about doing something different here. We're not going to beat him straight up.
No.
Like, nobody was going to beat Denny on straight up yesterday on Sunday. Nobody.
Yeah. And like, if 2 other cars don't take 2, that's the other thing, is the amount of cars that took 2 tires or stayed out.
Well, that's the thing too. You're not just racing in our sport. It's different than football. In football, you're playing against one other team.
Man.
In racing, you got how many? 34 other cars, whatever, that are trying to win the race still. And they're not like they're going to race you clean, but their goal is still to win that race, not finish 5th.
Yeah. Like, if Blaney and Logano take 4, then he's up 2 spots and boom.
Yeah. I felt like we were in the best spot to win the race going into turn 3 on the last lap. I mean, and that was on no tires.
Yeah.
So we're still trying to win the race as well. And there's other cars in the same boat. 48, 60 was trying to do the same. If you can get the front row on a restart, I think you almost always take it on a green white checker, unless it's like a Fontana or Homestead, somewhere like that. But a lot of places, if you can get the front row, you get to that white flag, the race is over.
I don't know how much the 48 was trying to win, but I don't blame him for how they raced there.
No, he had to do that.
You do that every time.
Sure.
Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. And all year long on the Dale Jr. Download, we have been working with Lionel Racing and promoting and showcasing the ultimate racing collector. We've had fans send in their videos, photos, trying to win the monthly contest. And we've had a lot of fun seeing everybody's collection, and I've talked about mine. And today, I want to show you a little bit of that. We're going to have a little series here where we'll show you a little bit about what I've been collecting over the years. And so let's get started. I think the number 1 piece that I have in my collection is this car right here. And this was given to me by Lionel. It was a gift from them. And so let's take a look. It's the raced version of the 2014 Daytona 500 winner, and I believe that's some real confetti from Victory Lane that day. I can't say thank you enough to Lionel for the gift of the car, but I'm very thankful to have it. So I have a lot of my dad's diecast. It's hard to pick favorites, I'll be honest with you, but here's 2 that are really special to me and unique. While a lot of you know that the 1981 Wrangler car, that is my favorite design, I guess, of my dad's that he raced. But these 2 cars right here, let's take a look at this one right here. This is like the 1980 championship winning Monte Carlo that Dad raced at Ontario, and I actually have the real car that ran that race. We have it over at JR Motorsports, and I think it's so funny. On the back bumper, in these white letters, it says the Wrangler. And it's like they went to the local hardware store to get these letters and put that on the back of the car, but just because it doesn't match anything else going on. So it was kind of like a last minute addition for that race weekend. And then we have this car right here. One of the more criticized, actually, paint schemes that Dad raced. Nobody really appreciated this car. This is what Dad drove in 1984. He opened the season at Daytona and Richmond with this design, driving for Richard Childress. And he still had the number 3 on the side of the car that Ricky Rudd had used when the car was sponsored by Piedmont the 2 previous years. And so we don't have the iconic number 3 that we know so well today. And this design was actually 86th after a couple race weekends. I guess Dad and the rest of the team just did not dig it. I love it. I love how weird it is and how got the yellow back and the yellow hood, just a lot going on. But they would end up changing this and going to a more mostly blue car for the remainder of the season, and it was dubbed the Blue Goose. A lot of color, a lot of great color in this car. And no, I guess Dad and Richard didn't really particularly care for it. But that makes it kind of rare and fun for me. All right, in front of me now is the Cup version of the Junior Motorsports entry from the Daytona 500. Justin Allgaier drove the number 40 Travelers Risky Chevrolet to a top 10 finish. And I'm gonna tell you, I was involved pretty heavily in the design of this car. Now, I didn't come up with the concept, of course. Ryan Williams and our great team at Junior Motorsports always do a great job really kind of coming up with the concept. But I was in the sort of day-to-day conversations about little tweaks and changes. And so I have some vested interest not only in the actual entry itself because of the race team, but the design, the way the car looks. And I really was proud of the race car and how the car looked when we rolled it off the trailer at the racetrack. And to go there and get a top 10 finish in our first try was truly a dream come true. And I think the real reality of walking into this room and seeing this diecast in my case is that daily reminder that we did that happened in our lives. So it's fun to be able to see it, honestly. And who knows, man, maybe we'll have some more Cup diecast down the road, but this one's always going to be super special. All right, so I wanted to show everybody my collection. I'm an avid collector of diecast, and we're basically up in a little library that I have in my house, and I've gotten a couple of cases over the years and have been filling them up, so let's talk about it. So this is the first case I wanted to show you. This is basically Dale Earnhardt Sr. Cup Racing. This car right here is pretty neat. This number 44. A lot of people probably don't know about this car. This was a car that Dad drove at Metrolina Motor Speedway. It was a Grand National race, not sanctioned by NASCAR, but you had Cale Yarborough, Richard Childress, James Hilton. All the Cup drivers came out and raced, and Dad was allowed to run this particular car owned by a gentleman who was racing in the Cup Series back then, and he competed that day and ended up racing with some of the Cup regulars. That's kind of his very first unofficial Cup start at Metrolina when it was paved and promoted by Ned Jarrett. So this is Dad's Cup case. Come on over here. This case right here is Dad's Xfinity Busch Sportsman case. And this one's my favorite. These are all the cars that he raced in the 70s. These are cars he owned and raced out of Ralph Earnhardt's shop right next to Mamaw's house in Kannapolis. And each one, obviously, I mean, probably every race he went to the racetrack with a unique sponsor, just a local business or company that gave him a couple bucks. And this is Dale Earnhardt when he was trying to make it. This is a pretty cool piece right here, a Ford Falcon, I believe, that Dad ran on the dirt tracks in the semi-modified series at Metrolina when Ralph was still alive. They both would go on at certain weekends during 1971-72, and both would win the feature events in the super modified and the sportsman class. So those must have been some pretty cool times. I have a small little collection of Ralph Earnhardt cars. This is actually a car owned by Richard Lee Petty, the 188 and the 88. Ralph Earnhardt ran a handful or a dozen races for the Pettys, and this is the car. This is what the car looked like, and Richard has actually signed the windshield of those. That's a model car of Dad, or Ralph Earnhardt, that he raced in the Cup Series, actually, that Ralph Earnhardt made a few. This case right here is a bit of an oddball case, kind of a catch-all for a little bit of everything. And I'm gonna get pretty descriptive right here. Here's a couple of models. This is Phil Parsons. He flipped this car at Talladega in an incredible crash. For me, this was very impressionable in my childhood. But I love that paint scheme, that sort of flame, that green flame, and that Skull Bandit paint scheme. This is a car that they made for me for Isla when she was born. Welcoming her into the world, it says. It's pretty funny. Nicole doesn't have a diecast, so we got to be quiet about that. And then just, the Dale Jr. download car down here. And when Dirty Mo Media sponsored a cup car, this was a cool diecast we had to get. And in this row, here is a favorite paint scheme. We all got our favorite all-time paint schemes. Well, here's one I bet you didn't think I liked, or you don't probably see that often. But this is the Chameleon-sponsored number 90 car of Dick Brooks. I mean, I don't know what it is. I love this car. The blue to white fade, and then you had the number, the orange to yellow fade. I just can't get enough of all those colors mixing together. I thought that was one of the coolest race cars on the racetrack and easy to find. So I talked about my appreciation for the Gray Ghost, and I've actually ran some throwback Gray Ghost paint schemes in my time. But the 28 car over the years with Waddell Wilson and Robert Yates, it was just always the car to beat, all the way through to when Davey Allison would drive it and beyond, really. But I have an affinity for it. I have an appreciation for it. I have a small collection honoring its history here. And even when Benny Parsons drove it, a couple of Pontiac Grand Dams right here. But I thought the 28 car was just something special and always fast. So I was a big Kel Yarbrough fan too, so that helps. I need more cases to put more cars in. Got my Dale Jr. call right here. A lot of people say, you ain't got one of these. I do. So yeah, we're having fun, always collecting, and I'm hoping you enjoyed a little glimpse into my own personal collection. And I hope you guys keep sending yours in as well as we do the Ultimate Collector Series next year. We're all adding to our collections all the time, and right now you can get free U.S. shipping by using the code PLAYOFFS at LionelRacing.com for purchasing any of the current NASCAR Cup Playoff drivers. That's code PLAYOFFS, free U.S. shipping at LionelRacing.com. Goodyear tires.
Kudos.
Yeah, no issues.
Do not blame Goodyear for this.
Oh my gosh! If you blame Goodyear, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, I'm. The right front, I don't know everything about, I know when I see a rear tire failure, I kind of think I know why that happened. And we've seen we've seen enough over the last couple of years to understand they're trying to get the cars lower and they're running minimum air and it's the car, it's tearing the tire apart because the air pressure's too low.
They're not really
we saw that with they're
not running minimum air, they're running below minimum air.
We saw that at Fontana with the old tire. We've seen this at Pocono with the old tire.
Low air hit them bumps
front,
at Fontana.
That's right. And, and New Hampshire, even with the old tire. So I do not understand, I guess, why the right fronts fail, but I guess, again, it's minimum air or
grip,
too much camber or cording the inside edge and blowing it out. I don't know. But it's if we aren't careful with our words around Goodyear's involvement. So, like, fans, what Goodyear's done to soften the tire and make the racing better at Martinsville and all the other short tracks is a massive gain.
Yes, big
massive gain. And they had a pretty solid tire for this weekend.
That's what everyone's been asking them for.
Yeah. If we get on social media or if our drivers get out of their cars, or if I come on this show and we on Goodyear, they're going to say we don't need bad publicity no matter what. Even if we know the direction we're going with the tire is correct, we do not need negative publicity, so we will make sure that when we go to the next race, we avoid negative publicity, which means we're going to do
bricks.
And we're going to have drivers not being able to pass. We're going to have a bad product on the racetrack. So be careful.
They've done an amazing job this year.
They have. Be careful, though, because if they see negative press around their involvement in the sport, they react to that, and they'll go change whatever they need to change to avoid that. They want the race to end and not anyone say anything bad about Goodyear, right? So they're going to do whatever they can to make sure that doesn't happen, and that means a harder tire and a tire nobody loves.
That's my fear with the William Byron flat tire at the end is now all these fans that didn't get the outcome are then going to know, like,
yeah.
If there's tire failures, a very, very, very high percentage of the time, it's self-inflicted.
Yeah, well, I'll just say, let's just be careful. Let's just be careful because Goodyear's going in a really, really good direction. And honestly, we've asked for a lot of change for the product on the short track and the road course. And we understand that changing the car is a long process, right? Getting any kind of real change out of the car. O'Donnell said they're going to go test at Wilkesboro this offseason. But any kind of real change out of the car takes a while the tire itself, they can change from race to race. And so this has been a very good year for Goodyear, a lot of progress made. Let's not derail that, getting all up in arms about, something that none of us truly have data and information on why those tires are failing, but we can all assume that it's more often something that the teams are doing at the, with gambling to find speed. And
it's grip.
Tires are you can build any tire you want, and teams can find a way to tear it up.
Oh yeah.
If there's speed in that, speed at running that risk. So
we've done that with the bricks too.
I know it. You used to have to have NASCAR used to mandate like a 50 pounds in the right sides and stuff like that because if we went lower, it'd go faster.
Yeah.
But you might blow the right front tire out.
Like your street car on the tire, it says your truck. What's it? 35, 40. If you run that thing 40. Every day at 15 pounds, they're not gonna last on. But that's speed in a race car.
All right. Brad Keselowski, after the race, had a little bit of a ask me anything or just offered up his thoughts on social media, as he often does. I love to listen to Brad and see how this guy, he has such a unique perspective on things, and I don't always agree with everything he says, but he doesn't mind saying it, which is fun. Can someone other than Hendrick, Penske, or Gibbs win the Cup Series championship? So Brad posed a series of questions and then answered them. And I don't believe that these were questions that people...
This was his thoughts.
These were his thoughts.
These weren't Ask Junior questions.
He was like, ask me anything, but I will...
Here's the questions.
I will offer you the question. Ask me anything of these 6 questions.
Hey, well, you can ask yourself. That's
I know. Yeah, it was ask yourself. That's so funny. That's on brand for Brad. But one of his questions that he posed to himself and the rest of the world was, can someone other than Hendrick, Penske, and Gibbs win the Cup Series championship? And he says, not realistically with the current OEM rules. A non-Big 3 championship in the last 20 years. Truex with Furniture Row. They had the Gibbs connection. Harvick with SHR in 2014. They had a Hendrick alliance. And then SHR in 2011 with Tony Stewart, which was probably the one.
That's probably the real one-off.
Non-alliance.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah. I think that he has a bit of an agenda here to spotlight this, right? He's racing for a team that's not one of these 3. And I think what he's trying to say is, I want some things to change. And that's all this is. And bravo to him. I mean, I think he's taken an opportunity to shine a light on some things that he'd love to be different. And pretty interesting, though. But do you believe that, Travis? TJ, your opinion is somewhat tainted in this.
I mean,
conversation.
The facts are the facts.
Yeah.
To say otherwise would be crazy. We saw who were in the final 8.
I don't know what the problem is. So I think I look at other forms of motorsports and the teams that have real history and success are traditionally. You could say this is very similar to other forms of motorsport. Look at pick a form of motorsport. Pick one.
IndyCar.
IndyCar. Penske's been great, and Ganassi, right? Yeah. You got two teams that, probably more that there's two teams.
Hell, F1 only has like 10 teams to begin with, and it's the same three.
Yeah. I mean, there for a while, you had Ferrari, McLaren just going back and forth back in the 2000s. Red Bull now and McLaren, they're kind of the two.
I do think, though, the way that information is shared and flowed to teams and stuff could be improved.
Well, I feel like, though, that what that would create is more parity and everybody running more similar, everybody running the same lap time. I mean, we already do that, but could they get even more similar? Yes. If everybody had the same blueprint.
Well, I wish they didn't. You couldn't like
less share.
There's no alliances.
Well, if they had that, then this would be even more prevalent. Like, I think if we didn't have alliances, then Hendrick, Penske, and Gibbs would be even more dominant.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I think all right, so Hendrick, Penske, and Gibbs,
but could
Chevrolet, Toyota, Ford, most of the information that those teams learn on their own, some of it they're able to keep to themselves, but a lot of it ends up leaking back into the manufacturer pool that all the other teams of those manufacturers can see and pull from and utilize. And so if you're saying, man, I don't want anybody sharing anymore, Hendrick's going to go, yeah, I don't want to share anyways. I'm going to take everything I learn and wall it off from every other Chevrolet, and they don't know about what we're doing over here. And they're just going to separate themselves further in performance from the other Chevrolets. And so...
But doesn't it also give them the reins of like, okay, you guys are getting too good now, we're pulling... Like, okay, so Hendrick's, they took the 77 or 7's pit crew earlier this year.
Yeah. Because
they were doing good. I mean, how does that make...
Just hire them.
Well, no, they took
I know, but if you want to eliminate that, they'll just go hire them.
That one's a little different, TJ, because that's if
I'm just saying,
if Spire, whoever wants to not lose their pit crew, then go hire your own. Like 2311 left JGR so they can
but they're not going to hire 8 pit crews to start the season and have a backup crew for everybody. You know what I mean?
Well,
they would get through the year because those guys would all have contracts. Pit crew guys would have contracts. They're not leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know what you're saying after that year, but then still what they're getting rid of is probably better than what Spire would have had to start with.
All right, Spire pit crew.
I'm just saying they see things and they like JGR and
what is
front row.
I think Brad's right. I don't see anybody else like sneaking up there and stealing one away. It could happen.
Correct.
There were some examples that he gave. He gave 3 examples.
No, I went and found those. He didn't give those.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he did.
Nope. I did that work.
You did that work.
Yep.
Bravo.
Yeah, wow.
Don't be giving that to Brad.
Well, I mean, Truex was a Gibbs car. Not really. They were still up north. But they took all the Gibbs information and made it better.
He did, yes. Cole,
Harvick,
Pern.
SHR, Rodney Childers, they took all the Hendrick information, made it better, and kicked our ass. Tony Stewart in 2011, they had a Hendrick alliance. So, I mean, all these, I would say that Brad, I think Brad's right. Hendrick, Penske, Gibbs, they're going to win the majority of the championships. There'll be some anomalies when one of these teams that has an alliance can get up there and get it done, especially in this new format, whatever it is. I think it gives those teams that opportunity. You get a guy on a hot streak, one of these teams finds something and they put 5 good races together. It might be enough to win the 10-race championship or whatever it is, right?
This format change would definitely open the door to more of that.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
But I don't know that you can. I don't know that you can really level the playing field.
What would help is if you could get a 4th manufacturer in.
How?
But I'm saying that's how you could help.
You're just going to have. You'll just have You'll only have one team. So right now what we have is each manufacturer has an A team.
Yeah.
So if you had a 4th manufacturer, you'll have now a 4th A team.
Yeah.
So there'll be Hendrick, Penske, Gibbs, and whomever the Dodge team is, right?
It still helps level it out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, when you have another manufacturer, you have another A team.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I just said.
Yeah. Well, I mean, You liked Henske and
Henske.
I'll add this to
the list.
I don't know. I mean, I think it is what it is, and I don't know that it's. I'm not bothered by it. Of course, you know, I don't know how we get to it. I don't know how we get to whatever, you know, what Brad wants, where, you know, there's, you know, 8 teams that are level, or 10 teams, right? That everybody that has a charter has an equal opportunity to go win a championship. I just don't know that you'll ever have that. You're always going to have disparity in talent throughout the entire building, behind the wheel, on top of the pit box, the janitor. You're going to have parity in talent. And you have people that can spend more money and win. And there's this other idea, too, of a cost cap. How do you police that?
Yeah, I don't.
They've talked about it. You can't do that.
That's, I mean,
it's so bad.
Can it be done? I guess. I mean,
No.
F1 does it, but I don't know. Like, it's
How
not
does
like
F1 do it?
they tried. Well,
How do
they tried to, but do we believe that it?
I don't believe it.
But their cap is so high, it's not even relevant.
Yeah.
Well, I don't believe that you can police it. I don't believe you can. I believe there'll be some shady behind-the-scenes things going on, and it's just going to make it feel ickier and dirtier.
Yeah, I
I mean, you
agree
look at the other sports that have salary caps, and they're having issues, and that seems a little more straightforward.
I feel like motorsports, again, is just different. If you got it, go get it. If you're rich as and you want to go spend all your money on racing, go do it.
Do it.
Do it. Motorsports is different, and motorsports doesn't always need to fit in these sort of, between the bumpers. It doesn't need these guidelines. It just kind of needs to be it. It's always sort of been about creativity, money buys speed, all those things, and I think that's I don't know. They are going to. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is Cup drivers are going to be allowed to compete in more Xfinity races now, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and truck. So if you've got plus 3 years of full-time experience in the Cup Series, they're going to now allow you to run 10 races per year in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and 8 races in the trucks. And I have zero problem with this. And I think there needs to be limitations. So I'm glad there are. I was fine with what we had, but I don't know that this is a big problem for me. I would love to hear from some of the other Xfinity Series teams that are regulars in the series, whether they have a problem with it. But if they opened it up wide open and let them come, if they were to let the old Keselowskis and Carl Edwards to come down and compete for championships, that would be a problem. Like a Penske Ford or a Gibbs Toyota with a Cup driver in it racing us for a championship was for us, because it would take a ton of money off the table and made it harder for us to financially compete. Our budgets rely on our cars to finish in a certain spot in points, to go out and win races. And if we can't go out and win races because there's a Kyle Busch in the field winning 15 races, then we didn't make as much money, and it was tougher for our business model. So that was problematic.
I mean, how many drivers are going to race 10?
That's the thing. We have a 5-race limit now. How many guys are actually exercising that?
I think Chastain.
Has anybody ever got out of the car and complained that they couldn't run more? I honestly feel like right now, Kyle Larson, he'd run Bristol, he'd run Homestead. There's a couple racetracks they like to go to and like to run. They want to run some road course stuff to learn a little bit. Maybe they'll, be clamoring to enter into the race at San Diego to get more laps at that racetrack. Yes, that's all great. But we don't see many of these guys even exercising the 5-race limit. And there's not this sort of, I don't believe that.
What's the point of 10 then?
I don't believe going to 10 is really going to make a lot of guys go, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to run some Xfinity now. Ross, he may run 6, 8, 10. He might be one guy. There's always going to be that one or two guys in the field that go, I want to run them all.
So Ross did hit the 5.
Yeah, Ross did. And I'm if Ross wants to come run 10, come on, Ross. But
does this make it easier for someone like...
We're not going to go to the racetrack and see 15 Cup guys running in the top 20.
Does it make it easier for like a Childers to start a car and run Austin Dillon in 10? You know, but can he sell sponsorship enough to create a full-time Xfinity car, run a young guy in a handful of races?
Yes, they may have to. You know, but they're doing that anyways. They're already, look at us. We got a little Cup. We got Cup guys galore running in our stuff next year. So we're always we're always looking for opportunities to find ways for Cup guys to come run, and they'll have a new partner, a new sponsor, and that partner and sponsor will also do some of our regulars, and we'll put them on a couple of paints in our full-time stuff. So yeah, I mean, you're utilizing, as an owner, you're using the Cup drivers to bring in sponsorship money to fund the other cars, the other races. And this opens that up a little bit, which is fine. I don't really have a problem with it. I just don't ever want Cup guys competing for the title. And I love that they kept them out of the playoffs and out of the championship race. If you want to run your 10, here's your opportunity. Come race with us. We'll love to have our drivers compete against you.
What about a new format?
Yeah.
If the format changes, how do they you keeping them out of the last 10 still, or how does that work?
They said in the announcement, TJ.
I didn't see the announcement.
In the announcement, they actually used the word playoffs, so they tipped their cap, or they tipped themselves off.
Got them
to the fact that the playoffs are going to be back next year. We're probably not going to have a 36 race full season championship, because they said in this announcement, you're not allowed to race in the playoffs. So whatever the playoffs look like,
maybe it's just Xfinity and truck.
Listen, I think most everyone agrees the 36 race format's the way to go. It's the best way, but I don't think we get it. It's too far. It's too far for them to move. They're feeling too much pressure to stay with some sort of a format that has playoffs in it. I think there'll be middle ground that we can all live with. The Earnhardt family has always relied on Bass Pro Shops for our outdoor adventures, and that tradition continues today. I've shopped there all of my life. As long as I've known Bass Pro, I've been going there, and it's a place I love to take my family. There's kind of cool stuff in the store for the girls to see. They got aquariums and so forth, and if you're gearing up for everything, to take your family out for weekend getaways or fishing in the pond, it doesn't matter. Go to Bass Pro Shops, or you can shop online. We're incredibly grateful for the support that Johnny Morris and the entire Bass Pro Shops team has shown our business, our ventures, whether it's the race team, Dirty Mo Media. They believe in what we're building. They've stood behind us every step of the way. They're great partners, great people. Go see what they've got to offer. Bass Pro Shops near you, or at BassPro.com. BassPro.com.
Yo, TJ, so you've been walking around with a new phone. Where'd you get that new phone?
Yeah, man, I love this phone. I recently joined a Consumer Cellular family, and they hooked me up, man. I got a great new phone, and the service is awesome.
That's great, but like, how's it at Iowa or Richmond, some of these other tracks? Because it's great when you're at home, but like when I'm on the road, my phone is crap.
You know, I travel a lot with the RFK 6 team, and I have had nothing but success with this phone. It has bailed me out numerous times now. I was able to flip the hotspot on and use some internet on it, text, calls, everything, man. I could not be happier with this phone.
All right, but how do I go about getting this? Because I don't have time. I'm not trying to go stand in line at a store, grab a number, wait 30 minutes. Like, I just don't have time for that.
That's the easiest part, man. Just call their 100% U.S.-based customer service representatives, and in about 20 minutes, you'll be good to go. I chose the 2 for $60 plan. It's not a prepaid option. They helped me decide which one was best for me, and I know exactly what I'm paying each month. Everything is easy to understand with no long-term contract. Switch to Consumer Cellular now and get $25 off with the code DJD25. That's DJD25 for $25 off when you switch to Consumer Cellular. Go to consumercellular.com/DJD and use promo code DJD25.
All right, we got Kyle Larson, this year's champion, calling into the show. Kyle's still out there in Phoenix. First off, congratulations, becoming a 2-time champion. That puts you in a new category in our sport. I think everybody can appreciate the talent that you are, but now you have, continue to rack up the stats and the legacy to back up that claim as one of the best drivers that the series and the sport's ever seen. Have you had a chance, I think, removed from the race and the celebration a few hours to think about what winning more than one championship does for your legacy?
No, thank you. But I would say still to this point, no, I haven't really thought about what 2 means to the legacy. I know it means more than one, but I don't know, what it does for, my career and whatnot going forward. But I always think it's something that's hard to reflect on still, like when you're in the middle of competing and feel like you have a long ways to go. So I think when I get closer to the end of my racing, that's when I'll probably be like, and hopefully that number is larger than 2 at that point. But yeah. I think that's when I'll really get to appreciate all the success and people that I've been around and surrounded with and shared in that success with.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to go back and watch any of the last few laps of the race?
Yeah, I did a few different times. I love the clips that I've seen, like where you're kind of riding with me. You can hear the spotter and kind of hear his excitement, amping up as we go through those, final couple laps. So yeah, it was just an incredible, feeling crossing the start-finish line of, complete shock and disbelief that we had, overcame what we did to get to that point, and then, capitalize on the moment, make the right decisions, and come away with a championship. So it was unbelievable in the moment, and still when I think about it, it still is a shock and unbelievable. Yeah,
I was sitting there watching the replays over and over, and the restart fires off, and by the time y'all get to turn 1, Denny and you are side by side with a few cars in between you. But the way you use the top of the racetrack and found speed up there, you talked about how you had learned a lot from the previous restart on 2 tires and how that benefited you. Were you a bit surprised, I suppose, on how bottled up Denny was on the bottom, and how after being able to go back and watch the replay, seeing the struggles that he was having with his own car, that kind of took me aback a little bit that he couldn't get anything working on the bottom of the racetrack?
Yeah, I was less surprised about the run that I was able to get around the outside, and definitely surprised about his lack of run that he was able to build through 1 and 2. But after watching the replay, I could see what kind of kept him from carrying that momentum by a couple more guys and exiting the corner closer to me. I think Joey went below the apron, and it kind of took Denny down lower, I think, maybe than he wanted to be, and I'm guessing he got a little bit tight down there, and then from there you're just bogged down and the momentum's coming around the outside. And two, I mean, overtime restarts, the aggression picks up, the runs just build sooner and quicker earlier into the corner. So I wanted for where I was restarting, I wanted to choose the top. And I think he did everything that he could. I think he chose the right lane and did all that for his situation. But it just, he just wasn't able to carry the speed and grip and momentum that he needed through 1 and 2.
Yeah. What have you been able to do over the past couple of hours since the win? Have you had a chance to chat with Denny? Have you had a chance to celebrate with your family yet? What are these hours like after you win a championship at the top level?
Well, I mean, you're right off the top. It's a lot of hours at the track, after the checkered flag of which you've experienced it, on the owner side of things, but pictures and interviews and more pictures and more interviews, and it was about 5 hours of stuff after the race, which is awesome. It's really cool, and I love to feel that and soak it in, and then we finally got done to the track, I think around like 10:30 or so, and got some In-N-Out burger on the way home, showered, and then met up with the team and we went out to a club in Scottsdale, and yeah, it was cool. The team was there. Denny and his crew actually showed up, so I was really happy to see him. I thought that was really big of him to come out after an upsetting moment in his life, and I got to talk to him for a minute, which was great. But yeah, there was a lot of people there, a lot of friends, supporters, people from NASCAR, all of it. So it was great. And then didn't get much sleep and had some interviews early in the morning yesterday, and then we had to go buy the kids some outfits for tonight. And I had the champions dinner last night, which was cool. And then get ready to celebrate the year tonight.
What I guess what words did you have for Denny when you got a chance to chat with him?
Well, yeah, no, I was super, happy to see him there, because I wasn't expecting to see him out, right? Like, he just went through probably one of the toughest moments of his life, and for him to come up, to where we all were was cool. And yeah, just got a chance to, just hug him. Really, I didn't know what to say. I don't think there was anything to say. It was such a weird kind of feeling for me, because I was obviously happy about winning the championship, but also bummed for him, and weird to say I'm sorry to him, and then just kind of talking through it and just talking about this the season and the formats and all of it. So yeah, just it meant a lot to me. It really did, to have him come out, because I wasn't expecting him to be out. I wouldn't have wanted to be out, but again, it just shows how big of a person he is. So no matter the result from Sunday, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him as a driver and a true champion that he is. So it meant a lot though to see him.
Awesome. You have a place out that way still, I think. So it's kind of like
we actually sold it. Yeah.
So
but we rented the house, which has been fun.
All right. Well, cool deal. This has been a challenging year. Lots been talked about since Indy, how things have kind of went for the 5 team. What will you take away from that going forward? You're a champion, but going into next year, how will you maybe try to avoid some of the struggles, I suppose, that the team experienced through the majority of the season?
Yeah, good question. I'm definitely proud of our season, no doubt, this year. I think we overcame a lot of adversity, both on the racetrack and off the racetrack, behind the scenes, and just proud of how we kind of dug through all that and got ourselves in position to even race for a championship. And then ultimately, the race and how it kind of played out was a lot like our season, and just kind of sticking with it and trusting in each other and never giving up. And then, I think to be better next year, I don't know. I think a lot of what we did this year, trusting in each other, working really hard, trying to get our race cars as good as they can be. We have a new, body coming next year, so I don't go into it, expecting that we're going to be faster than we were this year. I understand there will probably be some growing pains throughout the first couple months, and then hopefully we can hit on the balance and then be even faster. But it's just Hendrick Motorsports is the greatest team out there, and they've got all the people and best leaders, and it gives you a lot of confidence each week. And even when you're struggling, you've got confidence that you're going to be able to figure out a way to get through it all.
That is absolutely right, man. That they are an incredible team, engine shop. Everybody bonds together, and when there's speed to be found, they go find it. Now that the Cup season's over with, how quickly will we see you in another race car? What's the plan for the off season?
I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be racing next week in California. We got some media tour stuff this week, and then I'll go to Cabo for a little bit, and then straight back to work really next week with production days and stuff, and then I'll get to race the midget at Placerville for a couple nights, take a week off I think, and then go do Turkey Night at Ventura. I'll go to Australia for a weekend, and then I'll be in Oklahoma for a couple weeks, and then you don't really have much time, and the Clash is right around the corner, and then the season's starting up. So
that's right.
Pretty normal off season though for me. A little bit of vacation and some racing.
All right, man. We appreciate your time today. I know you got a lot going on. You're busy going through this champion week, and celebrate tonight. And we'll see you soon, bud. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Hey, everybody, you want the latest Dale Jr. download apparel? Visit shop.dirtymomedia.com. We're always adding new stuff all the time, especially like when we say something silly on this show. We'll put it on a t-shirt. Again, check it out at shop.dirtymomedia.com. Over the past 11 years, the Xfinity Series, it's grown into something that I don't think any of us could imagine. It's been really special. They've backed young drivers. They've told their stories, given them a shot at making it to the Cup Series. And they've brought you, the fans, along for the ride. It's been, they've had some great content, giveaways. They've done all kinds of incredible things in the series. They're the perfect series sponsor. They come in, put their name, their name on the title, and then they support all of the storylines and all of the drivers involved. And they've just done an incredible job. The series name is changing, but Xfinity, they're not going anywhere. And the next lap's going to be a fun one. Can't wait to see kind of what they do as they continue their involvement in our industry. But 11 years as a series sponsor, we have to tip our cap to all of the title sponsors, the series sponsors. They are the ones investing the most in our industry. And, there's been some really incredible ones over the years, and I think we're all going to remember fondly the Xfinity series and what they brought to the table. All right, so Andrew's here as well. We've got some great questions, I hope, Andrew. I'm sure we do.
Yes. This first one's from Tim, who's a big Dirty Mo Doe fan, and he is disappointed that he can't do any NASCAR bets, obviously, over the offseason, so he wants to know what are the bets he should watch.
College basketball is back.
Yeah.
College basketball is back, man. I had a big parlay yesterday, and I think TCU ruined it. But I was going to end up pretty well. I've got another parlay right now going. I need Oregon, Duke, and who did I just say?
TCU?
Yeah, you said TCU.
No.
He's got a new parlay.
I got a new parlay going. It's pretty much should be automatics. Duke's got to play Texas.
Famous last words.
But, yeah.
Should be automatic.
Yeah.
Automatic and parlay.
But to Dale's defense, though, I think basketball college is where you've done the best.
I have kicked ass. I kicked ass last year. So I really like college basketball. We got lucky last year in the tournament that there weren't any upsets. So if you bet the favorites, you were going to do well, which I did. And so right now I've got to pick, and I need Purdue. Which they should win. Purdue, Duke, and Oregon for this one parlay I punched in last night.
You're just doing money line?
No, it's a parlay. Yes.
No, I know, but right.
Yeah, money line parlays. So college basketball, I had a lot of success last year. I'm a novice. I don't know about gambling.
It's fun.
It is fun. But I had a lot of fun with college basketball. And I'm sitting there watching games like I would never watch. Having fun and So I'm glad that college basketball is back because it's kind of been a flat year for me for the most part, betting on college football and NFL and so forth. I really didn't even get into anything this weekend. But last night I fired up my app and I was waiting on college basketball to come back, and I didn't realize that I guess this weekend is the first week.
Also, so this week is the first week that MAC for college football plays like Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So if you want some weeknight gambling.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. The Major League Baseball is gone, so there are a lot of fun bets to make with baseball. No runs in the second inning and stuff like that. Just a lot of weird, quirky bets to make, but that's gone. But yeah, we'll be on this college basketball through March, I suppose.
All right, well, good deal. This next question is coming from the YouTube chat. David wants to know, how did you feel about the beatdown the Commanders took on Sunday night? He said, go Seahawks.
Yeah, it was tough. Jaden Daniels, we talked about it at the top of the show. Jaden Daniels dislocated his elbow. I haven't heard X-rays were negative, no breaks, but haven't heard anything on the MRI. I would just, I know I hesitate to say much about the Commanders on here because they're one team. And this ain't a Commanders or a football podcast, and so but people do know I'm a fan. But so there's a lot of people in the YouTube chat right now that don't give a about what I might say about the team, and I get it. And so I don't really talk about it too much. But it's been a terrible year, tons of injuries. I think it's time. I would, if the fan base could handle it, I would basically just spend the rest of this year seeing what you got in your roster I would park all your veterans for the most part. I mean, I don't know if that's realistic. They've got clauses in their contracts. They want to go out. They want to play. They want to meet certain. They want to meet certain targets in their incentives and so forth. But Jaden with the elbow, I don't know what the MRI is going to say, whether there's damage or not. But he needs to just go wait till training camp and get next year. And so, they got a lot of work to do, man. Got a lot of problems. They do. They got a lot of problems. They got a lot of positions of need, and they don't have a lot of draft capital. It's time probably to sell right now. There's a couple the trade deadlines right now. So if they could get some draft capital, that'd be good. I think it's I don't know. I don't run an NFL team. Wouldn't know how to do it, but
I think it'd be fun.
That would be great.
You would not enjoy it because they if it doesn't go well, people like me are gonna on all the decisions you make. Like being
an owner can't.
We were in love with our new coach, our new ownership, and right now everybody's just all down and mad and wants change.
But you could find the silver lining for your fans if you were the owner.
Yeah,
it's very cutthroat.
Yeah, it is. It's worse than it's ever been.
It is.
Like I remember being a fan in the 80s and 90s, and man, we didn't ebb and flow from game to game between hire and fire. We weren't like, everything's great. No, the sky's falling. But that's what we do now. It's like 1 week, okay, things are going to be good. Things are going to be okay. That was a good game. And then the next week, no, fire everybody. This sucks. It's like this sort of massive sort of roller coaster ride that I don't particularly like to be on.
The Bills lost 2 games, and all the boards are like, fire your coach.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
what is that? What the?
I think it's the social media because I'm guilty at times with like Ohio State and
your social media is guilty of a lot at times.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is I think fans with social media now you're seeing it more and
it's bad.
Fans want this instant success.
Yeah. I will say, speaking of YouTube, there is let's see something. There's a dude, kind of a young guy that I've been watching on. I just want to shout him out. He's fine, man. It's WSH Carter. He's a Washington fan, young guy, and he does daily content. He's trying to get 3,000 subscribers. He's got about 2,500 right now, 2,600. But he does almost every day. He does about 2 or 3 quick videos. Young kid, and that's honestly, man. I don't know how my algorithm sent me him, but I sit there, I listen to him. He'll tell you every day about like what's going on with the team. You got a guy like
real?
Huh?
The Bills have a couple guys like that. Yeah. They just keep it real.
Like, I'm like, man, tell me what's happened. Are we going after somebody in the trade market? Are we trading some of our guys? What is? And he's gleaned the, social media posts and, well, this is the rumor, this is that rumor. We might do this. We could do this. Should we do this? And it's just a conversation. But I kind of.
Do you have like an official guy that goes with the team a lot?
Yeah,
too,
there's a couple of guys I follow on social media that are pretty.
And then you got the young guys like this guy. I do
he's
the same
a fan,
thing.
But he's also
knowledgeable.
He's the one out there reading everything, right? And it's kind of a catch-all, doing a good job. So
Martha in Miami in the YouTube chat said, "We love our random YouTubers." So
yeah, I do too, man.
Shout out to all the
content
dude's grinding
creators
out there, so kudos to him.
He is. He's trying his hardest. I was on. He had a stream going last night of just talking about, kind of coming off of the Fire Dan Quinn emotion that we had after the game, after the Seahawks game, and like, okay, we're not ready. We don't want to fire. We really don't want to fire a coach. But
take it all back.
Now let's start thinking rationally about like, well, where we go from here. And it's fun because I'm sitting there. There's like 70 people in this YouTube chat and doing exactly what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And I'm in there typing in questions. Should we trade this guy? And he'll read it. He'll like, should we trade this guy? Well, and he'll give his thoughts.
Did he realize it's
he has
you?
no idea it's me.
He has no idea.
No clue. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Have y'all seen these videos, the cartoon videos that they're making of the NFL guys that are pretty funny? Like, there's been a handful of Miami ones out there and stuff, and there's been some Mahomes ones and
Dalton
stuff.
Snowning's head. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. But.
We are basically though, as Commander fans, we know our season's over before Thanksgiving.
That's tough.
And we're just gonna Yeah.
You can support TJ the rest of the year.
Yeah, you can come on the Bills bandwagon.
I'll jump on your Bills bandwagon.
We don't want. He doesn't want you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can join.
Oh.
We're friendly. Yeah, they're fun, man.
Oh, thank you.
Bills are
Thanks
a
for
friendly
having
group,
me.
man.
You have to just jump through one table.
Yeah, why not? You want to go to a game this fall? We'll
Are
jump
you
through
guys
the
going to go to a game together?
Is he
Are you
gonna jump
take
through it?
Dale to
Is he
a
gonna-
Bills game?
He won't
I
go
don't-
to a Bills
I
game.
would-
He
why not?
should.
I will.
He should.
I'm-
You want to?
I don't want to go. This is the thing. Like, it's kind of like that. I got my kids and Amy at home. I'm not racing this year. I'm not racing anymore this year. Like, usually I run another late model race or something around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But this year I'm like, I'm gonna stay home. I feel like I've done a lot this year. I feel like this year's been really busy.
Well, you turned back to the broadcast booth.
And so I kind of just want to sit at home and do nothing. And so even when there's a Sunday off, but my Joey, my pilot, was like, "Why don't you go to the game next weekend?" I'm like, I don't want to. I want to stay home. He's like, "But you can." I'm like, "I know, but I don't want to." And so it's kind of like, when your buddy calls you and he's like, "Man, I'm going to that party. You should come." And you're like, "I know, I'll have a good time."
Yeah.
And I'll have a little
be
bit of a
great.
hangover tomorrow, and maybe that I could put up with that. But yeah, I'm just gonna stay home. I'm always sit at home. I'm gonna play my Xbox. I don't really want to go.
It's hard to
anywhere.
argue with you because I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Isn't it awesome sometimes when plans
But
fall
listen. I promise, if TJ will take me, I will go to a Bills game with him. But I am not going to sit my ass in the snow. It will be an early season game.
No way. I'm sitting in snow.
Oh my gosh, no!
I ain't doing that.
It's not enjoyable.
I'm
It's
not
not
going.
bad.
Experience.
I'm not going in December and sitting there. I could if I'm gonna sit. If I'm gonna sit anywhere and freeze my ass off, it's gonna be in a deer stand. It ain't gonna be in a stadium watching a team that I'm not really a fan of.
Yeah.
It's the experience, man.
I get it, and I want you to have it, and I'm glad you enjoy it.
I
but
want you to have it.
I want to go when the weather's reasonable. Can we just do that?
We're like jeans and a hoodie weather.
Let me.
I mean, let me see whether it's Sunday.
Let's crawl before we walk. Walk before we run. Let's go. Let me go to a game. Check it all out before we just go into the deep end of the pool, man.
All right. What about it? I'll just get you. We can sit in suites.
He's like, hey,
All right.
TJ's like, I need you to go in December. There needs to be 2 feet of snow. I want you to jump off the hood of a Cadillac onto a table.
Snot's freezing in your
Yep,
nose.
Yep.
I'm
I
all
want
for
you to
it.
have the full experience.
The full experience would be great.
I want
but
you to, you're
I
going to climb on the
understand.
roof of a station wagon and dive off onto a table.
You might want to get a little higher than that. But maybe spray them with ketchup and
I was
mustard.
about to say, you
Bills-
guys do that crazy
Bill's
stuff.
Mafia.
Yeah.
Sounds like you
Maybe
guys need to go.
Fitzpatrick will go and show you around.
Going into the
that'd be fun.
stadium and hand shoveling 2 foot of snow out of my seat before I can sit down is not.
No,
Not
that
my
is.
You mean you
kinda-
didn't want to do community service at a football game?
No.
It is pretty bad. You got to get there early because you just move the snow into someone else's seat
Oh
before
my
they get
God.
there. Yeah, you got no choice
Yeah.
sometimes.
Isn't it a lot of the people from the town volunteer their time and come
Yeah,
in
that's what
to
he was
clean
saying.
it?
They all
Do
go in
you-
there and do it. Yeah.
Do you have like a I know you probably have like a warm bodysuit or something that's electric
yeah,
battery
something you bring
powered.
on the
He
spotter stand.
probably has all.
I do now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a vest that's heated.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's
So
got
you'll get
shoes.
there, your ass will be like wearing every layer of clothing you own, still freezing your ass off. Your ass sitting on an icy seat, and TJ's over there with his electric vest on,
Oh, this is great, guys.
sweat pouring
Yeah,
off his brow.
What's the problem, guys?
I'm getting
Yeah.
hot over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you always
Oh,
go
these
prepared.
These boots are electric.
I do have heated socks.
Yeah, I know. Of course you do.
I mean, I stand on a roof for a living. You don't want to be cold at times.
Yeah, that's what he won't tell you about.
I mean,
And you'll show
I'm
up
not
be
gonna
miserable.
lie. It can be miserable.
You should have
like-
checked the weather yourself.
Yeah, it can be miserable, but it can also be a ton of fun. So
And he'll be like, "Oh man, I brought you a vest, and it's his old one that don't work anymore.
Yeah.
I brought you one, and
Hey.
it don't fit, and it's old." And,
Hey, you want to buy mine? I'll sell it to you half off.
yeah,
I'd be surprised if you don't already have a lot of this stuff already
I
yourself.
probably do. It's at my hunting camp.
Exactly. We can go by there on the way. It's all,
Dexter,
That's true on the
Dexter
way.
said you have to go bare chest.
Yeah,
not doing that. Not doing that. Bill's Mafia would embrace you. I promise.
Oh, I know. I have a good time everywhere I go. Everybody's always nice to me.
You would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Claude is saying, TJ, get closer to your microphone.
Okay.
Yeah. He's fine. Calm down, Claude.
Sorry, Claude.
Really?
This next question is also from the YouTube chat. I'm worried about mispronouncing this name, but it's the Crampster.
Okay.
Like hamster, but with a K. He wants to know, have you ever done VR iRacing? Have you ever tried that?
Yeah.
What's that like?
I mean, it's amazing. I'll VR. I forget exactly. I had a couple different headsets that I went through over the last couple of years. But dude, what you put it on and you look, everything is perfectly in perspective. Just the depth perception is dead on. You look around in this thing, you're in it. You're in the truck, right? I was racing. Took a truck to Rockingham, and you're in it. And you go down and you drive around. You feel like you're freaking in this thing. It's insane. And the only problem right now with VR is how much better triple monitors or even a single monitor is at distance. So if I come up off the turn, everything in the car is very clear, crisp, sharp. The gauges, the dash, even the car right in front of me is very crisp and sharp. But if you're coming up off of turn 2, it's the car that's going into turn 3 that's just a blurry, fuzzy ball. And it's just not crisp enough. And when you're racing on monitors, all that at distance is very clean. And it's hard to, once you've had that, it's hard to give that up. The immersion and the feeling of being inside the car is very real in VR. And I think playing other games in VR would be the way to go versus monitor. But in racing, until they can actually get that distance crisper, a car that's a half a mile or a quarter mile in front of you, until they can really improve the performance, the graphical performance there, I'm just not willing to
dive in.
Yeah.
A lot of the surroundings are just a little, just not like you said,
just
crisp
a little
enough.
Furry, fuzzy.
Yeah.
Furry?
Yeah. It's like everything's a chip.
You mean blurry?
Yeah. No, it's like it's furry. It's like at distance, it's like it's got fuzz all over it.
Everything's so blurry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good song.
Listen, every probably 2 or 3 years, I like tap back into the VR conversation, whether I go to Reddit or whatever, and I see where people feel like it is.
Somebody pumped it up and you try it.
And you're like, yeah, you'll hear people talk about it and you're like, is it gotten to where I need it to go for me to give up the triple monitor? The triple monitor, man, it's freaking awesome. And so and the other thing about VR too is, and I think you can only understand what I'm gonna say if you have tried it. When you put that headset on, you leave the room. Like if you're sitting on the couch, when you put the headset on, like in triple monitor, Isla can walk into the room and go, "Dad, time for lunch." I can see her, right? And I can go, "All right, I'll be there in a second." Hit pause, whatever, get up. Or, if you got to look at your phone, somebody calls, somebody text messages, whatever, right? Anything going on, dog might walk up. When you got the headset on, you don't know none of that's happening. And when the immersion gets broken, you get into this game, right? And you're driving this car and you're hauling ass and you're yawed out in the middle of the corner and something in the room happens. That is somewhat disturbing how it breaks the immersion. And it's weird to be that far into something and be yanked out of it so quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't like that feeling. But I'm weird.
The videos of those people running into TVs and just diving off of stuff, that's how you can get.
I really tried iRacing, like iRacing for the first time.
When?
This weekend.
Oh, great.
Yeah, our buddy Evan, he's got a rig, and I'm hooked now.
Oh,
I'm
you're
gonna have to
hooked.
buy a PC. I'm gonna have to buy all the things.
I've got a PC you can have.
Really?
Yeah.
Please tell me it's not the one you said you were giving to Carson.
Well, I already gave him one.
Another one?
Yeah. I gave him one a couple years ago.
Yeah, that one's so old now. He said you told him you were giving him another one.
It's got like a 5090 in it. or no, a 4990.
Is that good?
It's got a great GPU in it. It's fine.
Was it for racing or shooting?
It was a I don't remember.
I think you gave it to him to play Hell Let Loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not where
You can't.
No, you can't put him. Can't do the racing on that.
Why?
One. You can set up at different spots.
Sorry.
He's got a computer just like you. He's got one for racing and one for like Hell Let Loose.
Whatever. I mean, it's got a damn good enough.
Not
GPU
trying to take your computer from you here,
What
Andrew.
the hell,
but
CJ?
I got a computer you can have. It's plenty.
Oh,
sorry,
thank you.
Carson.
You're gonna probably. You'll probably. I mean, you could run triples on it, but you could probably.
I don't even know what that means.
yeah.
So
It's fine.
He's so new that whatever you give him will work.
yeah,
I got a computer in a box.
Do you
and
guys have any extra pedals or a wheel?
You're
or
pushing
anything?
your luck. I'm just kidding.
I have a lot of extra stuff that you.
Nah, I could probably hook you up.
Oh, all right, sweet.
Yeah.
Good deal. This is
It's working out great
Cheers.
show for Andrew
Yeah,
here.
this is working out really good.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of like, I know iRacing's not necessarily a game, but you know, when we're talking about PC
Not a
and
game.
gaming,
Yeah.
Matthew wants to know: have you ever been so mad you threw your video game controller?
No.
TJ?
I've never broke. Those things are so expensive. Like I know people that have, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I've gotten mad enough to throw it, but
Yeah.
I haven't. I don't throw it. We were in a Madden league together probably 10 years ago, and somehow it's not happened with our college football league that we have, but we're only in year 2. But we played Madden for God, it felt like 4 years, 5 years.
It was.
You
like
played
5.
longer for sure, but I was only in there for about 4 years, probably 6 or 8, 10 seasons, maybe more. I don't remember. But
It was like total 20-something seasons
Yeah.
in Madden. Like if you had all the games up we did.
yeah,
So
and I got so angry that I had to quit. That I had to stop doing it because it was bad for me. This guy right here, TJ. I love this guy. This is one of my best friends. We give each other total shit. Mostly me giving him shit. He hardly ever gives me shit. But I give him such shit sometimes. But this is one of my best buds. And the Madden League had me so mad that it was really making me like, I'm like, man, I value our friendship over what this is making me feel like. And so I'm just going to drop Madden and get out of the league. I want to be friends. Let's just be pals. But I couldn't separate the two.
I don't get that mad at it. I get mad, but not like that.
I've had to
mad.
apologize to a friend afterwards. I'm like, I was just mad I was losing the game. Like, I'm good. We're good. Like, it ain't about you. It was just me losing, and I just started just spewing stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what it was about Madden, but it made me very, very angry. And it hasn't happened in the college
I don't get mad
stuff we're
enough at
doing.
it.
And maybe it's just, I don't know. I put a lot into it.
Something
So
about the big leagues.
I don't know. Madden's fun, but
It was fun.
we had I don't know.
It ran its
It
course.
did run its course.
Blake said he punched a hole in a wall once.
Really?
So
Huh.
I saw a bunch of times. Any plans to go? I guess George Strait is going on tour. Any interest in going to see him?
He's going on tour again?
He's gonna be at Clemson, and they want to know if you're
Won't
gonna
be. I won't be at Clemson. Yeah. Nope.
Wow. Okay. Now there's a lot. There's
Good.
a lot of questions.
Great.
Should do this more.
Yeah.
Cam wants to know:
It's working as designed.
Do you enjoy eating liver pudding?
Liver mush.
Liver mush?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talked about that one.
Amy eats it too.
So I know you talked about that with Cletus. What is it?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Like,
Yeah.
how
You
do
could read
how
the
would
you could read
describe it
the
then?
you could read the
No,
ingredients, but
don't
when's the
read the
last time you did
ingredients.
that?
Don't read it. It's disgusting. Is what it is, Andrew. It's just disgusting.
It's
Gross.
it's
Pull up a picture.
liver mush. Listen,
Oh God.
yeah.
Ground pig liver.
Oh,
Other
really?
pork parts. Cornmeal and spices. What the hell are pork parts?
It's like a
Yeah.
hot dog.
It's all the things all the stuff that all the leftover. I suppose.
Yeah,
Who
they're
knows?
selling you. They're
I don't
selling
want
you.
to know. I don't want to know.
You don't want to know?
Disgusting.
Alex wants to know what the best Thanksgiving side dish is.
Damn.
Oh.
Good question. Man, All right.
A good green bean casserole to me is
green bean casserole is good. My mom used to make a mean green bean casserole,
especially if they use fresh green beans and not just like out of a can.
Yeah.
Cornbread.
Dude, I was gonna say the same.
Dude.
Cornbread's good.
How do you prefer it though?
Sweet. Yeah.
I saw a tweet where it was like a woman asking, "Hey, like men, what do you think? Like, what's the equivalent?"
Deviled eggs.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So we've talked about this on here.
Yeah, deviled eggs. Amy's
Amy's recipe.
Yeah, it's great.
It's got wasabi in it, and it's got soy sauce in it. And she makes the deviled egg part. She mixes some wasabi in there, but the part that's perfect is right before you put the filling in the egg white, she puts a drop of soy sauce in the egg white. And so when you put the filling in there, the soy sauce covers all the interior dish of that egg white. And it's amazing. It's really good. She hadn't made those in a while. We had to ask her to get them things fired up.
Some Alex said deviled eggs are elite.
Yes, they are.
I think Colin's got a question Dale will like.
Where's Colin's question? Oh, it's going too
fast. Here we
fast.
go, Travis.
Are you guys going to release any new Jerky Boys flavors?
So Jerky Boys, I do. Thank you. Jerky Boys is kicking ass. Everybody that gets Jerky Boys in their hands loves it. I've give it to if you walk into this gift shop and I happen to see you, I am often going to give you a free bag. So
smart marketing. Get them in.
If I give you the bag, I know it's you're going to love it. No one has ever ate the jerky and said, it's okay. Everyone that's ate it says, you're right. It's the best jerky I've ever had. We have we have like our regular, whatever you want to call it, flavor. And we're a small company and it's really expensive for us to make our jerky because we don't have a massive production. We don't have a lot of dehydrators. We don't have a lot of employees. But as demand goes up and we can make more, the price goes way down. We already have a plan. We already know where we can get the price down. As we ramp up production, we want to bring it down. And so we got a really good plan, but it's kicking ass. Everybody that tries it loves it. We just sent out a bunch of boxes to some of my friends that are high celebrities. Hopefully they'll eat it and go, damn, this is good, and share. And so we're trying to. We got a little campaign, a little grassroots campaign. We did a deal the other day where I sat in the lobby right here and called some of our best customers.
That was cool.
Just cold called them.
That's fun.
We had 8 people on a list that were our best customers, and the first 3, the top buying guys, I called them and they didn't answer.
No.
Yeah. And so the ones that answered are like number 4, number 6, and number 7 in our best customers. So the top 3 didn't answer the phone. But, you don't – it should say on caller ID, Junior Motorsports.
Yeah.
But it's kick and tail, man. So to answer the question, right now we're like just trying to establish ourselves and to try to like make a new flavor or an additional flavor and have like two basic assembly lines would be very expensive, and that would make our jerky expensive. We need to really just kind of land the plane with this one original flavor, and then we can think about, all right, what's the next flavor? What are the other kind of, can we do beef sticks and things like that?
So it's like starting over again with another flavor, kind of.
It is, and we're not big enough yet. We're not established yet. Actually, our company started. Christian Cook, Blake's brother, started it in Nashville. Blake with Filter Time, my Filter Time partner. Filter Time's doing great. We're having our best month. Filter Time subscription air filters for your house. I'm a customer of my own business. I'm a customer of Jerky Boys. I'm a paying customer. I
think you might be the biggest.
Yeah. Well, I found out who was the biggest, and I matched him. And I said, just give me that.
You called yourself?
Yeah, did you call yourself? That's why you didn't answer.
I billed myself. I'll say that. I send myself the bill. So anyways, it's kicking ass. We're moving it. I bought a building right next to Junior Motorsports. So I'm going to move Jerky Boys into that building so that Blake and Christian and everybody, we can all be here to help sort of continue to make the next few moves. I believe in it, man, because I believe it's truly the best jerky I've ever ate. And so if it wasn't good, I wouldn't have wanted to buy into the company. And but I tried it and I said, this is going to win.
Yeah.
And so I want to be on this ride. And plus I like the product. And it's it's a lot of fun to sell. It's a lot of fun to give to somebody and have them try it and watch them eat it right there in front of you and go, holy crap. That's a lot of fun.
If you think your Jerky Boys' top customer, answer the phone next time. If you see a phone number that you don't recognize, answer it. That's the moral of the story.
Maybe not. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
That's bad advice.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Bad advice. That's really bad advice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a good place to wrap up Ash Junior.
Let me ask you a question.
Comments.
If you see a number that pops up on your phone that you don't recognize, and this is for everybody in the chat, y'all can answer this question. But I get a lot of calls. Apparently, whoever had my number before let it out there. So I get a bunch of spam calls and all kinds of. It's always like potential spam. Do y'all immediately hit
report?
Not report, but block caller.
Yep, immediately.
You block every one of them.
Yeah,
I do too.
I don't.
I block them.
You must not get a ton. Do you get a couple a day? I get a couple.
No. It's like maybe once a week.
I went through a stretch where I was getting like 5 a day.
Yeah.
And then it chilled?
And it stopped, and I've started to get them again.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I got 2.
Blake in the chat said, I answer. Wow.
Every now and then, I'll have a wild hair and answer.
Yeah.
Just to F with them, just to
because problem is
it'll be this person. I want to give you a cash offer on this property, and it's like property that I don't own. It's whoever owned the phone number before me has an acre and a half up in Statesville, North Carolina, and they're like, "Hey, we want to offer you some cash offer on that property on Mr. I think is it's always
mine was
Ernest. Ernest was the guy who had this phone before me, this number.
I was Kimberly.
Hey, Ernest. And it's all the political text messages. Hey, Ernest, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, and sometimes I'll answer. I've answered a couple times just to go take them on down the road, see how far we can go in this conversation.
Mine was Kimberly, and she owed some money.
Sometimes I get text messages. About the cash offer on the house, and I'll write them back. I'll text them back and see if I can keep them.
You get a lot of them too?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll be like, no, man, that ain't going to be enough. How much you going to, oh, man, I'll tell you what, $5 million, I'll start haggling with them.
I'm glad you get all these. That last time you made me mad? No, I'm just kidding.
You put my phone number in some kind of a...
I'm going to sign your email up for all these.
Yes. I wonder where you can go. I wonder if you see these advertisements for these services that can take your number off of whatever these lists are. I wonder if those are really true or not.
I think you just get added to
I know. I think you get added.
I know. I see it on Instagram. There'll be Instagram's sending me these ads for these companies that'll take your number off whatever these lists are. And you'll read the comments, and these people will be like, yeah, it doesn't work. I tried it. It doesn't work.
Every now and then, if I'm waiting for a table, I'll sign my just a random buddy's phone number up.
I don't get many. I don't get that many, but I do block them.
Yeah, I do.
But
too.
I do think there's services like Delete Me and things like that you're supposed to be able to remove yourself from a lot of stuff.
Well,
curious, interesting.
That's a good place to end. Ash Jr. Danica in the chat said her previous person's name was Ralph. So
hey,
maybe you guys swap phone numbers.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks to Xfinity for sponsoring the segment all year.
Do y'all want to know one of the most? Do y'all want to know something that's? Have you ever changed your phone number?
Never.
Nope, this is my original number.
Man, you want to talk about you ever went on a vacation? Sometimes you go on vacation and you're you can't stop kind of thinking about what's going on back at home, work, whatever it is, right? But sometimes, every now and then, you go on a vacation and you feel like you totally get you feel like no guilt, you're having fun. Changing your phone number is like a massive permanent vacation. Because like once you change your number,
Like it's quiet.
Because only people that you give your number to are going to be able to get you. Yeah.
Like that first day of changing your number is such a badass feeling because no one has it. Like no one.
It's quiet.
Yes. You're like, hey, I'm shut off from the whole world. This is awesome.
How many times have you changed it?
Then your dumb ass starts handing it back out, you know, and you kind of get back to where you are. But
you can trim down the people that can get a hold of you.
Yeah, well.
How many times have you changed it?
I mean, the last time I changed my number was years ago, like over 15 years ago. But I remember doing that, and instantly, I'm like, no one can talk. No one can call me. No one can text me. This is awesome.
Until people start calling you thinking you're earnest.
Yes. And then you're like, you're getting all these calls from people.
I'm sure there's more worst case scenarios too, where you get somebody's number that gets even double or triple what you get. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there's more worst case scenarios.
I feel for the people who get your old phone number.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
or get Ernest's number.
Yeah.
Like if you change your number now, whoever gets your old number is gonna get a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I hear from
Dale won't respond to me. Damn it!
Yeah,
what I do?
There's a lot of people out there that think I'm a real.
I mean, I
haven't texted them back.
Yeah. In 15 years.
Yes. Do y'all ever get text messages from people and you're supposed to know who this is?
Oh yeah.
And you're like,
new phone.
How do I learn?
Yeah.
Who this is? Because they'll do like a paragraph of, hey man. You ever coming back down? Yo, I'm over here, and you're like, I'm supposed to know who this is.
It's rough.
I got 2 messages yesterday from unknown numbers, so I just didn't respond. One said, "Can I run something by you?" No idea who it is.
Yeah.
And then one was just hello.
Both of those are getting blocked on my phone.
Yeah, no,
those are text messages though.
The hello, you just respond, "It's me." You know what I mean? Like
if you're hitting me with a vague
text, you're out.
So Curlin got added to a group text 2 years ago about a work Christmas party, and so we started responding. And for a while, we were trying to
it was like a group in Indianapolis, and, and they're like, "Are you guys still good for dinner?" And I'm like, yeah, just remind me what time.
What's the
They're
dress
sending
code?
all these details.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've had a couple of them too.
I think they realized it was not the right person when I suggested after the work dinner we go to the strip club.
We found a strip club in Indianapolis and recommended going to it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
How come y'all been sitting on that story for a while? Jeez.
And then I think a year later, I texted the group chat again. I'm like, hey, we running it back this year?
You still had the group saved after a year?
Let me find it.
Oh, he still got it.
He's going to do it again this year.
Oh, my gosh.
Jaguar.
I don't know if I have it.
Oh, no.
Oh, because you got a new phone.
I got a new phone. That's why. Yeah, I'm rocking the invincibility right now.
Yeah.
Same phone number, though.
Yeah.
No, you don't have it. So. All right.
That's funny.
Hey, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. Hope you enjoy the show. We talk about the Xfinity race and everything we went through this weekend as a team, and we talk about Sunday. Obviously, we cover it all, and hopefully you'll enjoy some of our opinions, some of our takes. Thank you again to Xfinity. In life and racing, speed isn't optional. It's expected. And as an owner in the Xfinity series, I rely on things to perform under pressure. Boy, that's a interesting read after everything we went through this weekend. That's why I got Xfinity Wi-Fi. Their fast, dependable internet never lets me down. It's priced and locked in for 5 years. No contracts, no slowdowns, no nonsense. They're a proud premier partner of NASCAR. They've been in our industry forever, and we're thankful for Xfinity. And Xfinity Wi-Fi is a hell of a product. So hopefully you'll try it out. All right, it's time for the white flag. The teardown was live on YouTube and Twitter following the race, and Kyle Larson stopped by. We enjoy their instant reaction every week immediately after the races. Thankful for the year that Jeff and Jordan have provided to us, all the information and insight, their opinions, whether you agree, disagree. Those two guys are invaluable to the industry and to the media footprint that we have. Door Bumper Clear dropped on Monday, and Regan Smith was our guest. Regan, always great to see Regan come through. Great friend of the family here. Driver for JR Motorsports, always part of the family. Dale Jr. Download is going to be a little bit different this week, the schedule at least. You're listening to the Tuesday show as we speak, but tomorrow, Bless Your Heart will be out. Instead of Thursday, tomorrow on Wednesday, we're going to release Bless Your Heart with my wife, Amy. The Wednesday show is going to move to Thursday, and we got a little bit of a plan for something unique instead of our traditional guest segment. It's going to be a lot of fun. So the Wednesday show for the Dale Jr. Download moves to Thursday, swapping places with Bless Your Heart. Also on Wednesday, Herman Schrader will drop, and that's the show, folks. This isn't our last show of the year. We got a lot planned for you in the off season. So we'll be back at the table before you know it.
And we're giving Actions Detrimental a couple days to.
Yeah, I have zero problem with that. Give Denny all the time he needs. And hopefully, again, like Denny, my hope is that Denny hears this message. I love what you did with your download, with your podcast. I love what you did to share with folks your insight and your experience and your thoughts, your opinions. You doing that show has, I think, helped everyone in the industry appreciate you more, respect you more. It's been incredible. I hope you'll continue podcasting. I know you'll probably continue racing. I'm not worried about that. And I hope that you'll be able to, enjoy more successes going forward. But just wanted to shout out Denny for being a part of the Dirty Mo Media family over the past year. And his show has been a game changer for our industry. Having a current active driver weekly, constantly doing the work. It is an effort to get home and go do the show, and he's done it week in, week out. And it's really appreciated.
As quick as he's done it. Sunday nights,
yeah,
for Denny after a race, it's very
it's been great. It's invaluable. It's so important to the industry to have drivers doing those type of things.
I agree.